Hi, everybody. Welcome to Module 9. Sorry for the late, the one day start. I've been traveling, but now I'm settled and let us look at Module 9. The previous work is looking good. I haven't seen anything concerning. The discussion's going well. I've really enjoyed the papers that I've looked at so far. Um, I haven't looked at any of the Module 8 work yet, but I'll let you know. I'll get there eventually. So here is the ramp up for Module 9. There's a lot going on here, but it's mostly a big project. First off, make sure that you've got a copy of Catalog It because you're going to need that for weeks 11 and 12. And that is available on, you can get it at Amazon. There may be some, I think Salem State has one, in the collection there. Anyway, wherever you can get one, you'll need it for those 2 weeks. But honestly, it's worth having. I've referenced it, not so much anymore because I've been doing it for a while, but when I was first, back when it was the first edition and I was just starting out, I did find it helpful. Most of the cataloging you'll be doing is copy cataloging, but this explains how it breaks down, and it's good to know if you don't have a background in libraries for sure, sort of what the systems are like. So make sure you get that. Then you're watching this video. Well done. Read the content page. Then the big thing for this module is the professional development presentation. Everybody's going to do one of those. You're welcome to partner up or be in groups of up to 3. Just make sure everybody's name is on it when you turn it in. And then also of the many, many readings we have this week, just choose one of them and do a little review of it in your blog. I don't have any specifics for what you should put, but just your opinion of it, what you took from it, what you think might be valuable. So put that in your blog, and then also if you can put it in the discussion, that way everybody doesn't have to read everything, but they'll get an overview of what they are. So it's pretty simple. When it comes to the professional development, some of the readings are specific to professional development, and some of them are just about library leadership. But the idea behind this is we have something to offer to our school communities that is unique to us. We have, this background in information literacy, in books, in well, now in a bunch of different technology. Ideally, you're going to use something that's technology based for your professional development. So you're going to be, and there are a couple of different trainings you can look at: teaching teachers to use things with students, teaching them how to use things for classroom administration. Administrators, I've done PD for administrators, particularly in the area of communication, which is sometimes an issue. Then maybe other people in the library, how teaching them how to use applications for library admin, even out in the community, doing a training for parents, maybe on something that you've learned last week on, students in social media or gaming and things like that. So those are different things you can use. If you come up with something that's not on that list, that's fine. Just where you would use professional development, and then however you want to present it, you can write out a straight up script. You can set up an online course, and the Helen Blowers article looks at that, something for people to use independently. You can use some of these tools, podcast video, inspirational song, choreograph and interpretive dance, really, whatever you want to do. And then here you go. Here's a little bit of information about it, sort of the purpose behind that. One thing that I have been thinking of, particularly in these times when everyone is so busy and admin is piling so much on, you want to make sure that what you're presenting is going to be helpful and is not going to be something that people are going to just feel like admin is trying to get them to do. You want people to have buy-in. It's not something that you can necessarily bake into everything, but we've all been to, well, most of us have been to some kind of PD, and the ones that are valuable are the ones that you can just unpack and use right away. So just bear that in mind. All right, now to look at the resources that we have available, this one is about school librarians creating their own PD because so often I find myself in a PD that has nothing to do with my job because it's, straight up classroom teacher. So this is about sort of finding our own way, PD wise. Then Blower, she came up in, I can't remember what year it was. Well, this overview is in 2008, so it was probably even earlier. Um, Anyway, she set up this 23 things where she just basically presented a tool, app, whatever, and then had people fiddle around with it. You may find this familiar because it's sort of what inspired this class. But that's sort of her initial look at that. Then we've got Sharon Coatney wrote or edited The Many Faces of School Library Leadership. So you can read the intro, there's the everything that's in it, and then the introduction is down here if you want to take a look at that. There's also Janice Gilmore C's Staff Development, Teacher Librarians as Learning Leaders, which is more germane to what we're talking about this week. This one's more specific, and it's a chapter from the previous book. Then we've got a practice-centered approach to professional development, teacher librarian collaboration and capstone projects. This is a straight up, study of librarians co-teaching and with looking at PD. So that might be something that interests you. It's a little dense, but if you want to stretch your wings a little bit, then people love this hat for some reason in the discussion. They always talk about the hat, but this is just a really good, like be confident enough to do this. What are some good plans for it? That kind of thing. Then this one is literacy leadership brief. It's the essential leadership of school librarians, which is just nice. We are leaders. We need to sort of own that. And then next up, there's the AASL planning guide, looking at professional development from the American Association of School Libraries perspective. And then Stevens, this is a COVID one, and it's not specific to PD, but it's talking about library leadership during, the COVID times. So if that's something that you want to look at. And then finally, this is a PD that I did with Alex Wozniak, who's the soon to retire librarian at the middle school in my district. And this is a PD that we did on visual literacy. And each of the numbers, you just click on the number and it takes you to a different, like here's the sort of pre-gaming event is number one. And then we've got, a bunch of other things to look at. There's some articles, there's some like activities that you can do. And then the final one is, I believe, so this is the initial thing is you're looking at a picture with some music, and then you have to go back and determine which of these fairly similar pictures they were. And people do significantly better than they think they're going to do. And it's sort of a way of showing that visual literacy is really a way of, getting information stuck in your head. So, but this was a PD that we didn't even have to show up for. We created it, and then on PD day, we sat and drank tea and talked about books for a while as we looked at the answers come in. So it doesn't necessarily have to be something that you're doing in the moment, although that is sort of the more uh, the thing that people usually do. But there are a lot of different ways that you can give people information that's going to empower them as educators. All right. I believe that that is all I have for this week. Module 10, looking ahead, is I have absolutely no idea. So let me look here. Module 10. Oh gosh, 10 and 11. Yeah, that's coming up. It used to be 11 and 12. So yeah, get that catalog. You're going to need it right away. All right. I'm going to stop sharing here. All right. So I will be grading more. I promise. And but everything's going well. You'd hear if it wasn't. So thank you very much. And I will see you in the discussion boards. Bye.